Hey, what's up, Rise of Kingdoms? Well, first of all, I hope you guys like my new haircut. Okay. Second of all, I just want to let you guys know that this video is just me sharing my opinion. I'm gonna try to be as neutral as possible and no bias opinion on the team in this crazy KvK coming up here. And last, lastly, I do want to share with you guys a picture right here. They are two. They one a couple, old couple on a donkey, right? Whatever they do, the people still got judge them, right? Two of them on the donkey, they say they are too cruel. Why two people on a donkey? One of them riding the donkey, they say that the man is selfish, blah blah blah. Right? It means the point is you can never make people happy. Same goes for this video as well. Like whatever I'm gonna say in this video, some people probably not gonna be happy with what I will be saying. But regardless, I mean, I do want to share my opinion on the team up, the allies. Is it balanced? Is it unbalanced? I will share with you guys my opinion. So first of all, let's talk about the 3 Imperium versus 2 Imperium. Okay. So for me, right, Imperium is just a status. It doesn't reflect how strong a kingdom or a camp can be. So in this case, let's say if 1365 have a 2 Imperium, which is 1175 and 1534, and 1960 have a 1093, which is 2 Imperium. Would 1960 trade 1093 for 1175 and 1534? They would have a 3 Imperium, and 365 would be with 1093. That 2 versus 3, right? So like it wouldn't be fair, right? The thing is, you can't like go around and say, oh my god, you guys do 3 Imperiums, the other team do 2 Imperium. So in this KvK, I would say ranking in like fighting power overall, I would say 365 is definitely the strongest in this map, but 1093 is not so far behind. Like if you're looking at the power, the stats, the kill stat of 1093, I do believe that they have what it takes to take on both 1175 and 1534 at the same time. Um, like even though right, if you combine the stats here, right, for the two kingdom, right, I mean it's equal to the number of 1093. In terms of power, almost equal as well. But I think 1093 is well known for their like good in strategy, in planning, right? So they will have that advantages when it comes to KvK. Or if you ask me, can 1960 take on both 1175 and 1534? I would say they could, or if anything, they might just be losing out in a little bit. So one thing, I think one thing a lot of you guys need to keep into take into consideration is that the new state forum, the new amendment system just recently being added to the game. And I think with this system right here, it would give a tremendous advantages for the heavy pay-to-win player, the one who can just max out all the bundle every day. So because of that, right, because of that, I do believe that 1960, if 1960 has to fight both 1175 and 1534 at the same time, I would say it's like a 50-50. It's an even matchup for me, in my opinion. Even though 1175 have some pay-to-win player, 1534 also has some pay-to-win player, but they are nowhere close to the number of pay-to-win players that 1960 have. And I think when it comes to open field, especially with the new amendment system, I think 1960s will come out on top with that huge advantages of their huge amount of like big pay-to-win player. And if you had to compare the kill points, 1960 also have a lot more kill points than 1175 and 1534 combined, right? So it has to be either it's had to be a 3 Imperium versus 2 Imperium regardless. It's just which side going to have the 3 Imperium. It's a 5 Imperium KvK. I mean, like one side has to get, one side had to have 3 Imperium, right? And as I mentioned before, right, Imperium is just a status. It doesn't reflect anything. But you might think 1175 very strong, but remember, let me remind you guys, 1175 lost a 5v3 against 1534. Okay, and it's also pretty recently as well. Now let's talk about in terms of preparation, right? I think 1960 is very very well prepared for this KvK. 1365 just finished their 1 versus 3 KvK. Heroic Anthem KvK, if you guys remember. I think they probably won this KvK in somewhat, I would say they are not really well prepared to go all out in this KvK, in my opinion, because they just went to like a 1 versus 3 KvK. And I think 1960 just finished a 4v4 KvK with 1474. And they also had like a big skip as well, a lot of skips. So they are loaded with resources. So in terms of preparation, I would say 1960 they are better prepared than 1365. I would say 1093 also just recently finished a KvK with 1846, but they also get enough skip as well. And I would say they definitely better prepared than 1175 and 1534, in my opinion. Okay, so like in terms of preparation, I would say 1960 and 1093 is probably better prepared than the other 3 Imperium Kingdoms. The other 3 Imperium Kingdom definitely has that advantage in terms of power. So like if 1960 going 1v1 against 1365, I would say 1365 will need at least 3 alliances: JST, BLN, and OG. They're going to need at least 3 alliances to stop the 1.5 alliance from 1960. Right? So that would leave them like 11.8 and 9.9 billion to use somewhere else, which is where the additional camp come into play. So like with this matchup, right? Is it definitely like a matchup that I like the teams, the allies? It's definitely not something I would prefer, because with it matchup right here, we will most likely not going to see a huge fight in this zone, in zone 6. I think most of the fight, most of the big fight probably gonna happen later on during patch, I think patch 7 or 8. But like we are not going. I'm not expecting a huge fight here with this kind of team, right? So I'm a little disappointed because I would prefer 1960 to have the Thunder Cam. Okay, that would give them a big fight right away. But if in my opinion, like if I had to choose in ZKVK, if I had to choose which cam is stronger, Thunder Cam or Water Cam, I would say Water Cam is definitely stronger than the Thunder Cam. So like if 1365, 1175, 1534 going with the Water Cam, it's got tilt the power scale a little bit even more on their side, right? With this matchup, I would say it's a little bit more balanced. And even though they're not going to get some crazy fight in this zone, but I think it's gonna be a more balanced KvK. And in my opinion, I think the team right here, it is as fair as it could get according to the number of kingdoms cam in this KvK. And I think we're gonna be able to see a good, very very good fight, right? So I think when 1365 picking up decide on the allies, I think they putting, I can tell that they put in a lot of like consideration, a lot of things like the new armament system update, how much resource and speed up they have after their big 1v3 KvK recently versus 3 Imperium. They also had to consider how much resource and speed up 1534 and 1175 have as well. So there was a lot of things for you to consider, and at the end of the day, everybody want to win, right? That is why people argue about the allies not fair, or what not. But in my opinion, I think it is fair. And I think they're gonna have a good fight. Okay. Um, what else do I want to talk about? Um, and I do think, so I do want to say that I do think in this KvK, I think 365 definitely gave 1093 and 1960s the respect they deserve, because they do believe that the two kingdom are very strong. Okay, otherwise they would go with some like 3v5, 3v4, v1, right? It's just come down to how cam each cam gonna fire in this KvK, and I think for now we just have to wait and see. Okay, but with this kind of team up right here, very low chance that we gonna see a lot of action at the early stage of the KvK. Right? We'll definitely have to wait. Maybe the biggest fight gonna happen in Kingsland, maybe, because it's gonna be very hard to go to the gate for when you have to fight in this kind of map right here. To break through the gate, it's gonna be rough. But we'll see. Okay, guys. So it's just my opinion. Okay. If you guys have any other question or comment, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.